Hey everyone, it's Tyler from Zephyr Epic here, and welcome to the final break of the night. It is group break 472. It is a case of 2024-25 Upper Deck Series 1 Hobby. This case just got a little bit messed up in shipping somehow, so it is what it is, but yeah. Anyways, let's go. 3 times on names, 3 times on teams. Who you line up with is who you get. And just before we get into the break, well, as we get into the break, if you missed out on the last break, the platinum break that we just did, I highly suggest you go watch that, or at least a recap. Legitimately one of the most insane breaks we have ever done. So here we go. Once, twice, third time, Emil on top, Sean on the bottom. Sean, let's get you a good team. Let's get you a good team today. That's our goal. Either a good team or a good hit. If we get a good team, hopefully a good hit. All right. And one thing I will say after sorting last week is that it was pretty even for most teams. So once, twice, third time, well, maybe next time. Emil with the Jets, Brian with the Islanders, Pierre Benoit with the Predators, Albert with the Vegas Golden Knights, Jean-Francois with the Hurricanes and Blues, Kevin with the Penguins, Jeff with the Leafs, Raymond with the Sharks, Albert with the Kings, Dante with the Blackhawks, Albert with the Ducks, Pierre Benoit with the Wild, Emil with the Bruins, William with the Flames, Daniel with the Devils, Brandon with the Flyers, Albert with the Habs, that's the team to get, Brent with the Red Wings, Dante with the Avalanche, Jeff with the Kraken, Francois with the Rangers, Jason with the Capitals, Mark with the Lightning, Jean-Francois with the Oilers, Jason with the Sabres, Francois with the Dallas Stars, one of the other really good teams, Chris with the Columbus Blue Jackets, Emil with the Utah Hockey Club, Brandon with the Vancouver Canucks, Jason with the Senators, and Sean with the Panthers. So there are your teams. The Panthers are, like, volume-wise, they seemed okay. Just, like, your upside isn't big with them. But, again, all it takes is, like, a good parallel, which, like, can happen. So, all right. I'm just going to make sure the team viewer looks correct here. I think it's correct. Yeah, like, there's a lot of decent teams in this, but... Alright. See ya, Coop. I mean, the Habs are legitimately the best team in this break to the point where I don't think you're gonna ever get them in a trade. Like, the Habs are, if you were to, like, price it by the case, would probably be, like, the most expensive team by double the amount of the next closest team, I would say. And that might not even be enough. The person that has them also knows that, so. Alright. I don't want to delay too much longer. As a reminder for this break, all of the gaming PvP cards we will do a left-right random for at the end, except the numbered cards, we will random them off individually. Because that is just the easiest way to do those, and I don't want to have to sit through 500 randoms, and I don't think you want to have to sit through 500 randoms of, you know, under $1 insert. All right. Let's see what's in store. What does Mr. McDavid have for us? Have a good night, Albert. Let's go. There we go. The thing I like about Series 1 in particular is that the boxes are the perfect, like the cases are perfect for bringing back all the envelopes into the store. So They're like just wide enough to kind of fit the two smaller envelopes, like the yellow ones that we send out, and just big enough for the big white ones. But I know some of you are gonna have legitimate bricks this week. All right, box one. Wow, I don't think my camera was super tight. There we go. Box one. Good luck. Let's have some fun. Florida. You know what? You know what you could get with Florida? You could get retro Young Guns of. I know Huberto at least. I think maybe Barkov as well. He should be in that set, no? Yeah. I mean, odds are you should hit one from Pittsburgh because they've got 4. No, they should have... Is Letang in it too? They either have 4 or 5. They got Malone, Whitney, Crosby, Malkin, and if they have Letang, that'd be 6 or 5. All right, here we go. We're gonna rip and stack, by the way. I found that really useful. Yeah. Honestly, though, like, Sean, you actually could get a really good card in this break. I forgot that, like, the Young Guns Renewed are a thing and that you got decent players. Well, depending on your views of Huberto. So they're not the worst team to have in the break. I think Carolina is probably one of the worst teams to get in metal. But I don't think Florida's one of the worst teams to get into this break. So, all right. Noah Dobson on the canvas. Dustin Brown for the Kings on the retro Young Guns. And Maverick Bork for the Dallas Stars. FOV of McKinnon, FOV of McDavid, McKinnon for the Avs on the portraits. Aimbots of Verhage, already at 1 checklist. Again, as a reminder, who is Anaheim and who is Dallas actually? Is it the same person? No. If we get 2, both people will get 1. If we hit 1 better parallel and 1 worse parallel, we'll just random off the better one, and the loser will get the worst one. If we hit 2 in a better parallel, we'll random off the both individuals and the big one. So, all right. Dazzler's Blue of Kreider, Mark Stone for Vegas, and Co-op for the Bolts. I'm going to go through the gaming stuff pretty fast here. Oh, well, for the Bruins, yuck. Brad Marchand to 100 on the Young Guns exclusives. Yuck. Do I have to highlight this card, or can we put a decoy in front of it? Oh yeah, cool design. Cameron Crotty for Utah and City Satellites at Crosby for the Penguins. Breaking news of Hofer, PvP. Again, this will be a left-right random. Essentially how it works at the end, we'll do left or right. If it's left, it goes to Chicago. If it's right, it goes to Nashville. And Konechny for the Flyers. Pretty straightforward on those, but... Yeah. Oh yeah, the Young Guns Renewed are one of the best sets that Upper Deck's done in Flagship of, like, all time. To the point where it's actually going to carry the product a lot. Look, Marchand as a player, if he were on my team, I would be mostly okay with him nowadays. Back in the day, no, because he was actually extremely dirty. Like, too dirty. Ovechkin on the black and white canvas. That's kind of cool. Did I miss something there? No, there's just a card stock. Kuznetsov on the Young Gun canvas and Jack St. Ivany on the Young Guns. A lot of these cards, like a lot of the inserts stick to each other. A-Lines of Forsberg, Hedman on the Gaming PvP, and Swayman for the Bruins. Toffoli for the Kings, Colin Graff for the Sharks, Schneider for the Rangers. But yeah, like the baseline of those are the baseline for that's the worst Young Guns renewed to get, and it's still probably about the same as getting an average one. Darlene, Duchesne, PvP. Couture, Ishakov, and Dobson. And Nick Schmaltz for Utah, FOV of Matthews, and Scheifele for the Jets. Hey, we pulled that Scheifele out of 10 last week. It's kind of sick. All right, box one done. Another one bites the dust, and another one down, and another one down, and another one bites the dust. Doot, doot, doot. Box one was fine. Honestly, it feels like that bottom box has always been good. Because the last time box one we opened up had the price one. $4.50. Yeah, main Young Guns to get in this are obviously Lane Hudson for the Habs, Logan Stankoven, Cutter Gauthier, Jesper Wallstedt, Bradley Nadeau for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes I actually like a lot in this product. I didn't rip and stack this. Morrissey, Lundqvist, and Lucas Cormier. This is it's still rip and stackable just with how consistent it is. Flows a little bit better for me breaking because then I can kind of like focus on talking about a specific subject while opening up the packs, and then I'm not getting sidetracked by saying what cards we're pulling. So, I like it. Kucherov, co-op for the Islanders, Pettersson on the portraits. Sparkles of Hughes, Gavin Brindley, good Young Gun for Columbus, Ovechkin for the Capitals. Dazzlers of Demko for the Canucks, Novak, and Kopitar for the Kings. I am still planning on it. I just honestly have not had... Oh, Clayton Keller for Utah to 250 on the Deluxe. Zach Dean and Keller for Utah. Still planning on doing that. I just honestly haven't been able to really set it up. I want to get a backdrop first. Nyes, Hughes, Pettersson. I just unfortunately have had not a ton of time since moving here to deal with that because my cart ended up breaking down in like mid-September, and so sorting that out on top of like just releases and stuff has been pretty nuts. But I also just don't want this random, like I have the bar for it, I actually need the camera. So kind of order of operations right now for me is getting a new camera because I don't like this one because the autofocus sucks on it. But the fixed focus is fine to the point where it'd be good for an overhead camera because I can put it at 4K and punch it in because I don't think it needs to be at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. So, but yeah, $6,300 later. It broke down up at like my grandparents' house, which is 4 hours away driving. And so like sorting out the tow after coming back down was not fun. Luckily my parents were up there and it broke down like right by their place, so it was really easy to deal with. Co-op Blue for the Capitals, Luke Hughes for the Devils, and Dubé for the Capitals. Like it could have broken down on the Coquihalla, which is one of the most dangerous highways in Canada. A-Lines for Chicago. Put that there. Gaming PvP, Jack Hughes. The PvPs, Chicago and Detroit. Well, there's your one Young Guns renewed. Malone, Brazeau, and McAvoy. All right. Kane, Draisaitl, and Boldy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Patrick Kane, Crozier, and Matthew Tkachuk. Sam Girard on the Outburst. Co-op of the Rangers, and Verhaeghe for the Panthers. Yeah, Malone's fine. Not like... Definitely not the best to get from Pittsburgh, but... All right. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more tame compared to Platinum. Platinum, like, that case of Platinum felt like it was an actual $350 box of product. Or, yeah, $350 box product. Oh yeah, I forgot about Fleury too. Fleury's with Ovechkin, so I think he's with Ovechkin. They're very consistently cropped. Zaka, Leafs A-lines, and Doughty Tkachuk on the PvP. Tim Thomas, Makamadulin, and Ovechkin for the Capitals. Tim Thomas is just torture. Chris Kreider on the Outburst, Draisaitl on the FOV, and Nylander for the Leafs. For the Leafs, this is actually going to be a really good pack. Rafai on the Clear Cut Young Guns. Not the best guy to get, but it's a Leaf. We take Leafs. Rempe on the Young Gun Canvas, which is also good. And Narsteep Baines on the base Young Guns, also good, but local good. Oh, I think those are the ones that sold. I'm trying to think, because I couldn't figure out what Series 1 stuff of ours sold in store. Forgot to take a picture of it. Fleury, Draisaitl, and Verhaeghe. Because I like to see how often certain cards churn and stuff in store and what I should be looking out for. Ben, Bolduc, and Bear. Ethan Bear was for the Capitals, Bolduc was for the Blues, and Ben was for the Stars. But yeah, and I just couldn't figure out what sold. All right, let's see what's hiding in this half. Seth Jarvis, Mika Zibanejad, Josh Doan, Hurricanes, Senators, and Utah. Ovechkin, Panarin, Konechny, Konechny, Del Bell Blues, and Faber. Pinto, Barkov for the Panthers, and Co-op for the Devils. Oh, short print, Easter egg, crossed up of Jack Hughes. These are so cool. First one that we've pulled, but Easter egg of Jack Hughes for the Devils. I love these. They're like the good old cross-stitch cards. I absolutely love these. Oh, that's going to be our hit of the break, actually, if we don't get something better. I got an angry cat outside. Brindley and McDavid. 7, 8, 9, 10. Korchinski, Ovechkin, Carlson, and McKinnon. That's a good box. just like, it's kind of calmer now. It's almost nice because it's like, you know, we're still getting good cards. It's just not, I honestly don't know, like, box after box how we're still doing this. Although, if it picked up to that again, I wouldn't complain. It's just like a nice little kind of like back to really solid pulls, not absolutely insane stuff coming out of every box for like a 5-second break is kind of nice. She doesn't have an attitude problem. She has separation anxiety. And if my wife's home and I'm not where I'm supposed to be, for example, it's dinner time, so I'm supposed to be eating food, she gets angry. It's like 9 o'clock. It's not as bad here, but at our apartment, if I was in my office at 9 o'clock and she was like on the couch or in bed, the minute she went to bed, our cat would come and just scream and claw at my office door because she wasn't allowed in. She's like, "You're not where you're supposed to be. Get to where you're supposed to be now." Brat, Greg, and Ovechkin. So she's cute. She loves it here though too, which is nice. Exclusives of Ferraro for the Sharks, Villalta, and Cole Caulfield. I realized the glare was probably bad there for a second. A-lines for the Habs, Crosby for the Penguins on the XP, and Kachuk for the Panthers. So I'm just going to try and tilt this away a little bit. That way I can get away with a little bit more of an angle so there's not as bad of a glare. Garland, Tarasenko, and Arshdeep Bains. Sparkle, PvP, Co-op, and Pasternak. But yeah, she is a very good support cat too, which is also kind of funny. Pedersen, Kuznetsov, and VC. Like, she knows when someone's not feeling the best, and she will just come and cuddle and sit on them. And just, like, give them attention. Which is always fun. So. She's a goofball, but she's our goofball. Ugh. Technically the first pet that I've ever actually had. Like, we had pets, we had dogs when I was growing up, but I was really, really young. So, like, don't have too many memories, but yeah. Yeah, she'll run and hide something. She used to run and hide. Mercer, Hedman, and Reinhardt for the Panthers. Let's keep it rolling here. Huberdeau for the Panthers, Doan, and Kadri. But yeah, Kucherov, Leafs, and Bolts. But yeah, she's funny. The cat's just the best. Forrester, Burakovsky, Rafai. Sorry, I lost my train of thought while doing the break and stuff. But yeah, lots of fun. We got her from a chicken coop too, essentially. Zegras, PvP, and Bedard portraits. Those Bedard portraits have tanked in price, thankfully. People aren't getting scammed, but not scammed, but Taze, Lilleberg, Borgen. Not scammed, but not overpaying for second-year portraits of something that's like readily available. Yeah, no, she's when we got her too, she was supposed to be 2 years old, is what we were told. And nope, she was a kitten when we got her. They estimated her to be the vet, so it's like, no, 8 months. Which, like, great, because there's an extra fee for kitten adoption, but she's kind of like slowly grown up and has mellowed out a lot. She used to be a lot worse. She was so scared of coming into another room to start with, and then she kind of warmed up to us, and then eventually just doesn't want to leave your side. It's really funny too, because like sometimes she'll sit on you, but for the most part, like she'll just be close to us in the same area as us. She's very social. But my hand's all marked up. That's probably from volleyball or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like yesterday before heading out to the store to do all the drop-offs and stuff, she was like doing the sad, "You're leaving," meows, and it's like, okay, we can have a 30-minute cuddle session, but that's it. And so like sat down, did some extra work that I had to do, and she just sat on top of me. And then when I'm just like, it was like 25 minutes, like, okay, I have to go in 5 minutes. She got up and like looked at me and was like, okay. It was like, do you actually understand the words I'm saying? I was very caught off guard. Headman, Carey Price, and Logan Mayu. Nice price there. Mayu's one of the better young guns from the set for price-wise. PvP for the Penguins, Keller and Demko. McAvoy, McLean, Darnay. Sagan, McCann, Kraken on the co-op. Sam Reinhart for the Panthers to 1,000. And Elaine Hudson, Young Guns for the Habs. Panthers have actually kind of been okay in this break. You got a decent amount of inserts. You got, I mean, technically a box hit. Is it the highest valued thing? No, but it's a box hit. Brat to finish off that pack. Or that, yeah, that would have been that pack. A-lines for the Blues, Trouba, Hughes on the PvP, Crosby for the Penguins. Still going, like, still getting some good stuff. It's just not, you know, absolute banger after absolute banger. So, like, again, wouldn't be opposed to going back to that, but... Time is that? Oh, man, it's already 6:30. I am trying to get through this break a little bit quicker because I do need to eat for the sake of my stomach and my health. So apologies if I am going a little bit faster, or if I'm going too fast, let me know. If it's a good pace, also let me know. I'm just trying to be like little bit quicker. Lacombe, Bolduc, and Akil Thomas. Ducks, Blues, and Kings. Fantilli for Columbus, Larkin for the Red Wings, Kaprizov for the Wild. Kreider for the Rangers, Bolduc for the Blues, Cousins for the Panthers. I think that's a City Satellite. That's got to be a City Satellite's coming up. Robertson, A-lines for the Jets, Vasilevsky, Bobrovsky on the PvP random. Alex Salmon with a Frank Nazar, good young gun there. And Jason Robertson for the Stars. Aiden Hill for Vegas, FOV of Brady Tkachuk, and Kaprizov for the Wild. Yeah, good box. Hudson, Nazar. All right. Box 6. At the halfway point. Kind of cruising through this. I remember back when it used to take me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to do a case of this. Now it's like... Because it used to be like pack by pack, 24 packs per box. And it's like, okay, no, if we do it this way, it's a lot better of a view. I feel like this is a better viewing experience, at least for breaks. Maybe a little bit less suspenseful, but it's like you don't have the pure pack to pack, like, oh, what's in this pack? What's in this pack? But for the most part with Flagship, you know what it's gonna be. Like, you know you're gonna get your Young Guns, your inserts. You just don't know what Easter egg card you're gonna get. So, or like what rare card you're gonna get. Natris, Erik Karlsson, Jesper Wallstedt. Wallstedt's one of the better Young Guns as well. I think he's one of the best goalie prospects out there. FOV of Svetch and Svetch. Oh, that's a triple Hurricanes pack. That's the first time we pulled a triple on breaks, haven't we? Pedersen, Makamadulin, and Kotkaniemi for the Hurricanes. That's who had the Hurricanes? Jean-Francois. That is a pretty good little thing. Jean-Francois, I just saw your comment, by the way. Leo Carlson, Faber, and Penguins. Honestly, Carolina is one of the better teams to have in this product. I really, really, really like their Young Guns. Sissons to 250, Fedotov, and Panarin. A-Lines for the Hurricanes, PvP, and Kucherov for the Bolts. They have two really solid Young Guns in it, in Morrow, and I really like Bradley Nadeau. I think he's very good. To the point where, like, I don't think it's worth selling him at his current Young Gun prices, but and then the Blues have two decent Young Guns, and the Oilers, I mean, all right, they're not the best, which is kind of funny. But then again, if you hit like the right McDavid card, then you're laughing. So Gouli for the Habs, Tavares, and Kaprizov, Makar on the PvP. Doughty for the Kings, Matt Rempe, a little bit of a soft corner on that guy. And Bedard on the City Satellites for Chicago. Young Guns Outburst of Jack St. Ivany for the Penguins. FOV of Makar, aimbots of Ovechkin. Young Gun Canvas, black and white, a little bit of chipping in the top of Bolduc for the Blues. All right. It's not bad. Case hit Young Gun Canvas. One of two Outbursts that we'll probably get. Probably the worst, one of the worst ones to get, unfortunately. But hey, Kevin, you're going to be happy. And Mikhail Medulin and Chibrikov. That was the three. So Chibrikov, Young Gun, and Makamadulin on the Young Gun Canvas. City Satellites Black of Bedard. Those are actually pretty tough hits. Perron, Kucherov, and Shesterkin. Those are kind of case hits. Patrice Bergeron on the Retro Young Guns. Zach Ostapchuk on the regular one. And Charlie Coyle for the Bruins. Halfway through, honestly, pretty okay. You know, yeah, a little glare, a little fast. Okay, I can slow down a little bit. The glare is just, I don't know, for whatever reason, these cards are just, it's probably the lighting that I need to work on a little bit more. But they're just picking up the lighting just a little bit extra compared to other stuff. So let me try, 1 second. Let me get the box number in here. Let me try moving this away. And then there. Yeah, I keep trying to work with the glare, like get rid of it, but it's annoying. Yeah, I'll do 3 at a time, but it's just like slow down during the insert section. All right, I can go to, let me tilt this to like here. That gives me, if it goes like this, is that better? I don't know. I think that's better. Ovechkin, Bobrovsky, and Bradley Nadeau. Nice Nadeau there. XP Sparkle of Crosby, Co-op of the Kings, and Hedman for the Bolts. McKinnon on the Sparkles, Ogren for the Wild, and Turchenko for the Blues. Like, it doesn't seem super focused. I find it actually the font on this really tough to read. It's my one big critique of the set. Outside of the gaming cards. I hate the gaming cards. Dazzlers of Farabee, Quinn Hughes on the canvas, and Marchenko for the Blue Jackets on the FOV. Zach Bolduc on the Pop Count 1000 for the Blues. Fedotov for the Flyers, and Jason Robertson on the portraits. Jari for the Penguins, Svetch for the Hurricanes, and Kempa for the Kings. Right. Yeah, it's just my arms get sore after a while. My arms and my back. I honestly probably, I don't even know. Like, if I'm lowered down, is it even easier? Like, I need to be where I can put my arms, and so it's just tough to get. I need to figure out that camera angle. But yeah, it's legitimate first world problems. But yeah, like standing up and doing it, like I can sit down and do it, but then my back gets really, really sore from reaching over a ton. So it's kind of like trying to find that middle ground. Pink Dazzlers is Simon Nemec. It's technically a case hit. Kyle Connor, Brad Lambert for the Jets. And it's also just remembering it too. Ryan Suter for the Stars. Blues, Chicago on the Gaming PvP. Caulfield for the Habs. 8, 9. Tuomo Rutu for Chicago. Slaggert for Chicago. Crosby for the Penguins. Penguins have been okay. Not great, but like, yeah, you got, I mean, you got an Outburst Young Gun, which you technically have to open up, what, 5 boxes? 5.5 for, essentially. Canvas of Bobby Brink for the Flyers. Devils A-Lines, Pasta for the Bruins on the Gaming XP. Jeff Carter on the Retro Young Guns, Rafai, and Pasta for the Bruins. Veleno for the Red Wings. Co-op of Kyrou and Thomas, and then Connor for the Jets. And that is that box. Is that pacing a little bit better? Give me 7 boxes worth of base. I can do one more row and then do that. Oh, what the heck? They put the sticker way over here. It's like, why did I not? I'm just like, I cut it twice. It should be fine. It's like, oh, it's not in the right spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war. All right, box 8. Stützle. Oh, there's a Ryan Whitney for the Penguins and a Logan Stankoven. Nice little stank. I think if he was on the Habs, he'd be the top valued young gun in the set. But he's not, so. PvP Sparkles, Makar Kaprizov, Bedard, Korchinski on the co-op thing. Excuse me, Hellbuck for the Jets. I just want to see something 1 second. I think I'm actually holding up the cards close enough that I actually want to bring the focus in a little bit more. Yeah, probably about there. Yeah. Sparkle Satellites of Kachuk for the Panthers. Colangelo for the Ducks. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe like 61. McNabb for Vegas. This is why my like upgrade path needs to be camera first to figure out what I'm doing next there. I don't really want to go into the DSLR territory, even though the picture quality will be really good and it'll be like the best autofocus and everything. It's just so expensive and just really bulky, which I don't really want when I'm moving my hands around. Beniers, Gerard, and FOV of Crosby. FOV number 2199 of Robert Thomas for the Blues, Waugh for the Habs, and Matthews for the Leafs. Uyghur on the breaking news, Yossi for the Predators, Jack Hughes for the Devils. Because, like, I'd like to have it where the autofocus is good enough that when, like, I move away, you know, or like when I'm moving base cards away, it actually focuses on the cards in the background. But if I leave it on right now, it just looks awful. Like, it just doesn't focus on the cards up close. And it's really annoying. I hate it. All right. Last bit of the second third. Canvas of Caulfield, McKinnon, and XP of Dobson for the Islanders. Mark Stone for the Senators. Ethan Del Mastro for Chicago. Kucherov for the Bolts. It is Ishakov for the Islanders on the Outburst. Draisaitl and Pedersen Hughes on the other inserts. Vince Dunn for the Kraken on the clear cut. Zook and Jason Polin for the Avs. Ishakov would have been better if he probably got an opportunity in the NHL, but never really did. And he is back off to the KHL, so probably won't see him back in the NHL, would be my guess. A-lines for the Bolts. Kings, Ducks on the PvP. Stützle for the Senators. I always just want to make it better, though. Well, that's pretty good. Crosby Retro Young'uns. My favorite part about this is how they put Kid in the background. I didn't notice it at first because most are like the logos, but Kid, man, just such a cool card. So, hey, you got what you wanted. Wallstedt and Jakai. Yeah, I just, like, I always want to make it better, you know? I hate being complacent, and, like, I know the setup, like, I always try and tweak it a little bit. It's just, like, some of the stuff, it's just, I need to make a big decision on it, and I'm indecisive, so it's, like... It's not a rookie, but, like, just how they did Kid in the background, like, because this is just like someone drew that essentially. It's not a true rookie. It's like it's an insert set, but yeah, it is. The way to describe them is a really cool insert set that if you collect a player that has one, you'll probably want to pick one up for your player. Like, it's definitely not a rookie, but it is like. They're just cool because they're kind of like pop culture-y with being like true to the design of that year. Like, the exclusives and stuff is even in the proper writing. Like, they have the 0304 ones that have the maple leaf for the exclusives. The back is all the same. Like, it's just, they did a lot of really cool attention to details there. So yeah, at some point I'd actually like I want to get a back. I don't know what to do on the wall back here. My, like, a TV is one idea, but it's just, I think it kind of can look good. But 0506 was the first year I kind of got really into cards and, like, buying stuff. Like blasters. I guess I was into them a little bit before, but it was all, being Vancouver based, it was all about Gilbert Brûlé for me. And I had a specific grudge against Sidney Crosby because he didn't show up to the top prospects game in Vancouver, and Brûlé scored a hat trick. So it was like, Brûlé's better, Crosby sucks, and it's just like, they said he was injured, but he played the game before and game after, and me as like a youngish kid was very like, no, he's bad. Taze, Skinner for the Hurricanes, Liam Ogren. So eventually I realized that there's bigger things to worry about. Jets, Devils, and Mark Stone, but man, I held on to that I don't like Crosby grudge for a long time. Satellites of Robertson, Poland, and Perfetti for the Jets. Crosby, nice. McKinnon. Checkpoints red. Is this numbered? Yeah, to 99 of Braden Schneider for the Rangers. I mean, yeah, he complained a lot, but also he was also targeted a lot too, right? Malatesta and Pedersen. Clutterbuck for the Islanders. Uyghur Hughes and Stützle. Like, dude had a pretty big target on his back throughout his entire career. And, like, the way to defend him was to be a little bit harsher on him. And, you know, teams took liberties with him. I mean, even in the NHL. Like, look how many times he got elbows to the head and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, he complained a lot, but also, for the most part, like, it's the same thing as McDavid. Yeah, McDavid complains a lot, and there's times where it's like, there's time where he takes things too far, but there's also a lot of times where, like, yeah. I would have less of a problem with it if the rest were just consistent to begin with. Fox, Seattle on the A lines, and then Terry Eklund on the PvP. Like, to me, the refs don't call the rulebook consistently enough. Stamkos, Cutter Gauthier, good young gun there, and Kaprizov. But yeah, like, he's also learned. He's matured a lot. Skinner for the Oilers, Quinn Hughes for the Canucks, and Jason Robertson for the Stars. But, like, I don't know. I just have a tough time getting mad at players when they're just like, yeah, the officiating is brutal against me, and you watch them and it's like, okay, yeah, no, I kind of get that. Kyrou for the Blues, Ishikov, and Brendan Brisson. Still no numbered young gun yet. Demko, Co-op for the Red Wings, Miller for the Canucks. Brent Burns, man, that is still Brent Burns, Wild, Ishikov, and Cizikas. Sorry, it's Ishakov. The second H, I think, has a lot more emphasis. All right, so far we just have 2 randoms to do, a left, right, and a checklist. But man, it's been 4 hours? Maybe 4 hours of being live. Back to my early 20s when I used to, like, I would do like 5-10 hour live streams. Some days I'd do 30 hours. Well, every once in a while. It's funny, there's like the San Jose Sharks did a gaming thing where it's like record for longest consecutive NHL stream. It's like, I did 36 hours one year. It's like, I technically have that record. It's a good job. It's just like, there's also times, it's really nice having a couple people in chat, because there's times where it's like, when there's people that aren't in chat, man, it can actually go by a little bit slow, and it's just like a little bit grindy because you're trying to talk and you're just talking to yourself the whole time, and it's like, what do I talk about next? And Couture, Yossi, and Cutter Gauthier again. Good young guns. McCann Beniers, Florida on the PvP, or co-op, sorry. Matthews for the Leafs. Crosby on the Sparkles, Morelli for Vegas, Cernak for the Bolts. McDavid on the Dazzlers. Ingram on the Canvas. Kucherov for the Bolts on the FOV. Kalor on the exclusives, Brezo, and Sebastian Aho. I wonder if that means we're not going to get a Young Guns exclusives. Matthews, Nylander, and Pasternak, because typically it's been 3 deluxes, 1 exclusives, and then 1 Young Gun. But maybe that means we're not getting one. Which kind of suck. Okay, I like the kind of what they're going for with them, but for me, they're too they're too much in the set. Like, they're just too... They look too much like an allure card. I would have rather had it be like the less of the... Like, more of a smoother, like, less mirrory foil on it. FOV Blue of Bedard for Chicago. Kempa Malatesta for Columbus. Bedard on the breaking news. PvP. Leafs Habs. Leafs from the portraits of Mitchie Marner. Oh, there's Mr. Marchand and another Lane Hudson. Well, if you're going to hit 2 of a young gun, might as well be Lane Hudson. Mintikov. And next up, Canvas of Ottinger, Makar, Bratt for the Devils. TJ Oshie for the Blues. Crozier for the Bolts. Chris Kreider for the Rangers. 7. Kochetkov for the Hurricanes. PvP for the Habs. Rantanen for the Avs. And another one down. And another one down. And another box bites the dust. We have 1 Stankoven so far. We haven't seen Scott Morrow yet. I don't think. Not that he's like a super big guy, but yeah, I think we've seen Nadeau. We've got 2 Cutter Gauthiers as well, and 2 Wallstedts. Like, we've actually done pretty good. We've got, I think, 1 Frank Nazar. All right. Spin to win. It's been a very solid case. It's like hasn't been anything I mean, the crossed up is really cool, but there hasn't been anything like mind blowing. But that's kind of what you like. I like my flagship products to be really, really consistently solid, with the chance of having that like mind blowing stuff every once in a while. So I'd rather have it this way than have it be like, and especially for flagship, like high risk, high reward. Because, yeah, almost there. In all seriousness, really enjoy what I do. So Vegas on the co-op, FOV of Tage for the Sabres, and Forsberg for the Predators. Kane on the Sparkles on the checkpoint. Ian Kuznetsov, SL Lindell for the Stars. Fairby for the Flyers, Victor Hedman, and Olen Zellweger. Actually, we hadn't pulled a Zellweger. They do. We've pulled serial numbers stuff along the way. Nothing major, though. So, Voronkov, Kyrou, and McKinnon. Like, we've pulled the Schneider to 99. The pop counts are technically numbered out of whatever the pop count is. We've pulled a few deluxes, couple exclusives. Autographs are, if I don't remember if they're in this or not, but they're extremely rare. If they are, they used to be more common, but now they're just rare. Oh, we do have a deluxe. Olen Zellweger. Oh, that's a good one. Nice. Deluxe Young Gun. That's a good one. Really good defenseman. They got a lot of those in Anaheim. Honestly, Anaheim's one of those teams that, like, at some point you figure that they're just going to go boom because they have so much talent there. But, man, their coaching kind of worries me. Scott Morrow, DeBrincat, like, they should have been a little bit better than what they are at this point, and so I'd start to get a little bit worried. Kopitar, Draisaitl, Kadri, and Panarin for the Rangers. So we still do get the numbered Young Gun. Nice. You know what we haven't pulled is a numbered outburst yet. This will be case number 4. There was a guy that bought one box in store the other day and pulled one, so kind of funny. Maybe that's just because we're going to get a gold outburst. I just want to see what they look like in person, you know? Forrester, Avalanche, and Fantilli Cider on the PvP. The Nuge, Graham Clark, and Jack Eichel. Kyle Connor, Robert Thomas, and Connor McDavid. You know, Jean-Francois, you technically have the like highest end hit that you can get in the product, I think. The Outburst Gold McDavid Young Gun. Adam Fantilli on the Gaming XP Blue. Brisson on the Canvas. Villalta for Utah on the base Young Guns. Checkpoint Black of VC for the Rangers. McMahon on the Breaking News. Velarde and Robert Thomas. Hopefully we can get one of those ones, but Kopitar for the Kings, Brisson, and Ekman Larson. Honestly, even just the base one. But yeah, no, Edmonton's like high end is actually pretty nuts in this. Their mid end isn't good, but Carolina is actually good. St. Louis has like 2. I like Bolduc better than Dean. I think Bolduc has like low end top 6 forward potential. Dean's probably going to be like a third line scorer, but they're both not bad young guns. And so one thing about this set is that a lot of the young guns are pretty decent. There's very few of them just like, yeah, they're bad. They're not going to be in the NHL. Whereas like the past couple years, there's been pretty much half the set has been, I don't think they're going to be NHLers. This set is like, you know, I like a lot of these players. So final box. Let's, I don't know, hope for something sick. Hope for something sick. A high gloss, a red outburst. I mean, a low pop count. We got a really cool Easter egg card, so you're hungry now too. Marner, Cam Ward for the Hurricanes, and Colin Graff. Keller for Utah. Kachuk Stutzla, Keller for Utah. Ovechkin for the Capitals. Gonsalves. We actually didn't pull any of his young guns. Slavkovsky. You're hungry now too. I got leftover spaghetti. Probably isn't the best thing for me to eat, but oh well. Kopitar, DeBrincat, and Jason Robertson. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pop count of Byfield. Well, there's our third pop count. Del Mastro, McKinnon, McDavid for the Oilers, Matthews for the Leafs, and Tage Thompson for the Sabres. All right. Let's keep it going. I can get you some like Habs base cards and stuff for sure. So, and you're getting that, swapping out that Constellations of Jarvis for that Jakai rookie. So we'll make sure you get a couple extra things there, because I know that your skybox is a little bit on the rougher side. This one, I think you kind of did actually okay with the Panthers. Like, you'll be middle of the pack, which is okay. Schwartz with a Hurdle Canvas and a Brennan Othman. That's who we hadn't pulled yet. Simon Nemec, left right of Malkin Couturier, Crosby. JT Miller for the Rangers. Kuznetsov for the Wild. Geeky for the Bruins. Yeah, now we're getting all the final young guns. Aiden Hill. Drew Doughty. Clayton Keller. All right, the home stretch. There is an outburst, but it is this year's outburst, so it's not anything fancy. Well, Kevin, you wanted your retro Penguins young gun, so might as well take a Malkin. Might as well get an Evgeny Malkin. Stankoven again, so second Stankoven. Actually, first case that I've opened up that's had 2 Hudsons and 2 Stankovens. And a DeBrincat. Outburst of Lundell for the Panthers, Co-op for the Jets, and aimbots of Matthews for the Leafs. All right. That wraps up the break. We got 2 randoms to do. We got the left rights for all the PvPs, and then the one checklist. Then a quick little recap. Nothing too crazy, just solid. And again, solid's good. So let me go ahead and get the random set up here. And I'm going to go eat some food. Crazy night of breaks. And then all right. Let's do the left-right for the PvPs again. Team on the left gets it. Or if it lands on left, the team on the left gets it. If it lands on the right, team on the right gets it. Once, twice, third time, they all go to the right. They all go to the right. And then a last one here. The Young Gun checklist once, twice, third time, Anaheim. Anaheim takes it. Anaheim had a really good break. So, all right. Recap time. Nothing too crazy. Our outbursts were Ishakov and Ivany, so 2 pretty bad outbursts. Young Gun Canvas Black and White was Bolduc, who's not the best, but like not bad. Rempy Young Gun Canvas. Hit a couple Cutter Gauthier Young Guns. Hit some cool retros. 2 Stankovens and 2 Hudsons. Probably the most notable stuff here. The Sidney Crosby retro, or like Young Gun renewed. 3 pop counts. Our clear cut Young Gun was Rafi. Exclusives of Marchand on the Young Guns renewed. And then Olin Zellweger on the deluxe. I really like the deluxe foil this year. But hit of the break, gonna be the Jack Hughes crossed up. Just really cool Easter egg card. I haven't seen one of these in person yet, so pretty happy to see that. All right, that wraps up 472. Next week's SP Authentic week, so gonna be a lot of fun. Thanks everyone for the absolutely crazy night.